What's up? Zane, the super cool hacker type guy here, and I'm on this computer all the time, like seriously all the time. I use it for fun, for work, for everything. It's my life. And as such, I cannot possibly afford to allow my privacy and safety to be compromised, and that's why I use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN encrypts my network data and reroutes it through a secure server, ensuring that corporate entities, like my internet provider, can't just stroll in here and spy on me and sell all my data to the other corporate entities and advertisers and the man in general. My activity and personal data are as safe as possible. No one can use my IP address to track my location. No one can DDoS attack me and try to mess up my gaming sessions. And I am not limited by my geographical location. I can make the world think I live anywhere. If there's a game or a beta that's only available in another region, guess what? It's mine. Or even more commonly, if I want to get more shows and movies out of the streaming services I pay for, in P, aka no problem, I can use ExpressVPN to switch my location to whatever country I want. Now I'm watching Rick and Morty on UK Netflix. Us computery nerdy guys, oh, we love us some Rick and Morty. Pickle Rick! I love ExpressVPN because it's fast, it's reliable, it keeps me safe, and it offers a huge amount of bang for the buck. So head to expressvpn.com/Arlo or hit the link in the description to find out how to get 3 months for free. Now get out of here, I got some computering to do. Just tape it. Hello, my wonderful friends. Pokemon Company just gave us a brand, not even a trailer, just like it's like a 14-minute like overview gameplay kind of thing for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And judging by all like the comments and stuff, a lot of people are saying like, there's like nothing new in this that we didn't already know. I didn't already know a lot of this, so I guess maybe I've not been keeping up to date. I just watched like the main trailers they gave us, so I don't know. This is most of this is new to me, so I still want to talk about it. And there's one very big thing, mind-blowing, just like series changing / defining mechanic. We're gonna save that for the end though, because we're gonna save that for the end. So I'm just gonna go down my little list here. I did enjoy this whole thing. There's a lot of really good stuff that came out of it. However, since we finally are getting to see actual gameplay, see like the actual gameplay of what you're doing, you know, longer than a couple seconds of a clip or whatever, it is more obvious now than it was before that there are a lot of elements in this game that are kind of disappointing compared to Legends Arceus. And I know, again, like we all know, they were in development at the same time. They couldn't include everything they had in Arceus. It was very experimental, and maybe we'll see stuff in later games down the line, but like here specifically, it was more obvious than ever. Just kind of like seeing things and being a little bit sad that they're not the way that they were in Arceus, but whatever, yeah, let's see. I mean, like, well, yeah, we'll start with one good example. Like, we still don't know exactly how Pokemon are gonna be like hanging out in the environment. I'm sure they are like moving around to some degree. But the fact that some of them are just standing there, not moving, not looking around or anything, and you just walk up to them and you get in the battle, and it's like, oh, you gotta sneak up on it, but it just shows them just walking up. You know, you got the Lechonk, and then you got the Terra, the Terastallized, Jigglypuff is just like, oh my gosh, what's that? But like, there's no, it's not like an Arceus, you know? It's gonna be really hard to not constantly compare, but you know, like, oh my gosh, what's that? And you sneak up and you try to get it. It's just standing there. Jigglypuff's just kind of standing there. You just walk up to it. A little bit disappointing. Still better than random encounters. I still prefer this. I prefer being able to just like choose when I engage with it. And yeah, we'll see how it is in the rest of the game. But yeah, a little bit weird. Finally, we see battle. We see actual combat here, not highly, tightly edited combat. Just regular combat. We see it here. And as I've said, one of the main things for me was just combat flow, just like the cadence of battle. And that was like the one determining thing of like whether or not I was gonna really enjoy this game as much as I wanted to. It was just like, did you fix the combat? Did you fix that slow Game Boy combat? And thank goodness, oh, thank so much goodness, it appears to be yes. It looks like it's got like the kind of faster, snappier, they just respond faster. There's no reason to have all those pauses or whatever. It's just like, you hit the thing, it does it, goes into the next thing right away. So thank you. Yes, that makes me very, very happy. Yeah, once again, I am thinking about Arceus, how they could kind of move around. That's the thing about battle. It does look pretty stiff. You know, they're once again, like, kind of rooted to the spot. They're not moving around a whole lot. So it's not as good as Arceus in that regard, but, you know, blah, 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 whatever. It'll be fine. So we're learning more stuff about the whole terrestrialization mechanic, and it's nice to know, like, I didn't know if, like, each Pokemon was going to just have, like, a little pool of Terra types that you could, like, find or choose from. But no, it is nice to know, at least news to me, that every Pokemon can have access to every Terra type. And, hearing this and also just in general, I'm getting pretty hyped about this mechanic. Like, it's not a huge deal, but I feel like, I don't know, it just adds some nice variety to the gameplay. I like the idea of, it just kind of gives you more to work with, and, you know, instead of just natures and moves and stuff, now it's like, oh, like, what Terra type do I want it to be? You know, the idea of, like, having one specific Pokemon and being like, oh, I want to search for it, but I want it to be Dragon Terra type, or I don't know. It's just more options. Just seems pretty cool. It feels like it could keep the game pretty fresh and interesting and just more unexpected, you know, just more unexpected encounters where it's like, oh my gosh, but now he's this Terra type. Now I gotta deal with that, and just seems fun. So here's the thing. I kept hearing about this mechanic. I kept hearing about the let's go command. This is the first time I've seen it in action, and mechanically, love it. So cool. You just send them out and they run ahead and they can, like, auto battle wild Pokemon, and just, like, if, you know, if they're small Pokemon, it just beats them and you're done. But, like, you still get stuff from it. You still get XP and items. And, like, we have needed a way to just beat small Pokemon quickly forever, just forever. So it's really, really cool. It is Arceus was just so smooth, you know, like, just so swift. You're running around. The way you throw the ball, it's just, like, epic and cool. And this is very stiff. Very just, like, kind of just, like, waddling around and doing a little blah, blah, and it kind of sends them out. It's, yeah, disappointing. And, like, and I would say a few different points in the video, now we get to see it in action. There are a few parts where it's like, yeah, this does look really plain. The animations aren't super good, and I get it's a big open world, and, you know, they want to detail every single little thing, but, like, it's I've been, for the most part, thinking the game looks pretty darn good. Not as good as it could be, but pretty good. But yeah, some rougher edges in this thing here, and the let's go thing, not as exciting as it could be, not as empowering feeling, but mechanically it's a very cool thing, so I'm very, very happy about that. Like, incredibly happy. Especially in a big open world. I don't want to be getting sucked into the battles again and again. You know, the same complaints I've made a million times. The idea of just running and just casually just sending them off. And they find items and stuff like that too. Awesome. So what else they showed off? You know, you got a map, you place map markers. Not anything weird for an open world game, but it's, I don't know. Any of these little things that you would expect from an open world game, I like to see them. I like to see it just, like, confirmed. Like, there you go. You know, we're going to be playing an open world Pokemon game where you can open the map and put a marker and be like, I'm going to go adventure over there. And that's a really cool thing. They showed off Team Star bases. Sometimes you just find, like, a base, and that's a good open world thing, you know? Conquering enemy bases, that's one of the main things. I'm a little bit, I mean, I like that. I like that there's something to do. I love that kind of busy work, just going through the world, try to get all the bases or whatever. The actual action of it is a little bit, I think, because of the kind of awkward animations, like, you go in and it's really cool that they're like, all these grunts are rushing you with all these Pokemon, and normally that would mean, like, okay, you gotta fight 7 of them, and they all have 6 Growliths, and it's really boring. So, like, you can still have that idea of, like, all of the grunts with their little Pokemon, you know, ganging up on you. You still get that. So, like, narratively, you achieve that, and yet you don't have to, like, sit through all the boring fights one at a time. You know, it shows them just, like, sending out their Pokemon and taking them out. Like, that's cool. I think that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, it's a little bit anticlimactic. It should be, like, a big, like, oh my gosh, you're just, like, raiding this base, and it's amazing, but it's just kind of stiff and stilted and whatever. Mechanically, it's cool. And then it all culminates into a, you know, a fight with the boss, like the leader of this sect of the group or whatever. So it's cool. It's just kind of like a mini gym, basically, is like these camps. I think that's neat. So crafting TMs. That's cool. That is cool. I love crafting. Crafting TMs? I mean, I know they've been playing around with the whole TMs idea for a while now, but like now you get to collect stuff to make your own TMs, so it's just kind of like, you know, I don't know if you need recipes for them or if it really is just like you can craft whatever you have the stuff for. But whatever the case, that's cool. I like putting the power of attaining it in the player's hands, you know? So far, it does seem like regular crafting is not a part of the game, which is, if that's true, it is baffling. Because it's so perfect in Arceus, and it's so perfect for an open world formula. It's open world, you're collecting stuff, you're making your own balls and potions and all that stuff. So I'm really hoping that that is one of those things that just kind of like, yeah, I got into Arceus, but it couldn't get into this, and maybe in the next one we will. Because, yeah, that's really, really disappointing. Crafting TMs, though, yeah, that is really cool. So we got some vague little bits, you know, they go into the desert, and it shows just, like, helping out friends. It's just like, oh, this friend is calling you because they need help. I think that's cool. Anything you can do to add to the game to just give something to do, you know, quests, side quests, anything. Oh, someone needs help. That's all I need. I just need some kind of motivation to just, I don't know, do a thing. It's busy work. It's fun. Whatever. And then they touched on the whole Titans thing. We saw the crab man or whatever, and it's a big version. And it's very, I mean, you know, it's similar to the Dynamax thing, but it's really just like a kind of big version. Whatever. I love anything that resembles like a boss battle in Pokemon. So I'm excited, and it seems like there's a whole story. It's like one of the 3 stories you're going along and figuring out what this whole Titan thing is about. Way into that. It's just a cool concept, you know, just like, oh no, giant Pokemon, you gotta take care. I don't know, I like it. Then they touched on how apparently just like in the middle of anything, you can do trades. It's just like really quick, easy trading, which is cool. It's never really made a ton of sense. I mean, like back in the day, sure, but like, you gotta like, no, you gotta enter into the online thing and connect and save your system, and you gotta not let anything get interrupted while we're doing this trade. Like, it's a big deal. It's like a little bundle of data. It's nothing. So it's nice that they're finally like, yeah, how about people can just kind of casually trade whenever, because it's not a big deal. That's nice. So as with most of these trailers, we got a new Pokemon. I always said Girafarig. It's Girafarig. That's a lot more sense. You know how Pokemon names, they just get in your head one way and you kind of stick that way. Farigiraf. Awesome. I never had a strong opinion on Girafarig, but you know, I'm a big Gen 2 fan, so it's nice to see some love. And the new evolution is cute. Has a little hat. Awesome. So then they talked about gyms, so you know, the more traditional element of the story, and they talked about gym tests. Like, you find the gym and you got to do a little test before you can fight the gym leader, which is basically how it was in Sword and Shield, except in Sword and Shield they clearly ran out of time because the first few gyms had cool tests, and then they kind of just gave up on the idea. It was just kind of like, I don't know, whatever, doesn't really matter. Your test is beat these trainers in a hallway. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I just take any opportunity I can to, you know. So it's cool, assuming that, like, each gym actually has, like, a cool little test. I mean, you know, it's probably just, like, silly little mini games. In this one, it looks like you're just finding all of it. It's just like a little hide-and-seek thing. But, like, whatever. It's cool. It's something to do. I like it. They went a little bit into character customization, which looks really good. I know, like, early footage of the game, the characters looked a little bit, like, a little strange, a little, like, not Pokemon-y. They looked like they'd been kind of, I don't know, smoothed over. Whatever. But this looks great. There's a lot of really good little details. You're actually, like, adjusting, you know, the specific eyes that you want and all that. I mean, you know, it's what you'd expect. It's not the most detailed character creator in the entire world, but it doesn't need to be. And it looks good. Then they talked about Terra raid battles, and I really liked Dynamax raid battles. There was problems with it. You know, I talked about that in my review, how, like, they'd get a little frustrating because they had these, like, thresholds they had to hit, and the whole thing where, like, if, you know, 3 Pokemon get knocked out, you get sucked out of the thing, whatever. Like, I liked the idea, but the execution wasn't completely there. And so far, these look like just a better version. Kind of looks like a less weird and kind of just more refined version of raid battles. I'm pretty happy about that. Of course, a little less exciting when they're not huge. You know, it's just the way of it. Yeah, but I like it. And now it doesn't seem to be based on how many times you've gotten knocked out. You get knocked out and you're just on a timer. They're in real time, so that's just fun. It's just in real time, just gives it kind of a nice flow. Things are just on like timers and cooldown timers, and then you just have to beat the Pokemon before time runs out. So like, I'm cool with that. I like that much better, and I'm quite excited to do some of these Terra Raid battles. So finally, we're talking about picnics, and obviously this is very similar to the whole like camping mechanic. I mean, like it kind of pulls together things. We already had like the Pokemon-Ami thing where they're like your little friend, and then in Sword and Shield we had the camping. This is basically just like a lot of that kind of put together. Within a picnic, you have the Pokemon, they're hanging out, and they playing with a ball. That's really cute, really awesome. And you can wash them, awesome, also very cute. I don't know if I'm quite as into it now, but man, when I was in high school and I had the Nintendogs, I loved giving them baths. It was so cute. I loved it. Just scrubbing all the dirt off, and I don't know. We'll see. Once I get, how much am I gonna enjoy scrubbing Pokemon, brushing them off, and then they do the little sparkles, and they're all happy, and you know, we'll see. But I'm happy it's there. So apparently, the way that you breed is gonna be these picnics, which is cool. You know, like you don't have to go to a breeding center. You just kind of, apparently you're all just having a picnic, and one of your Pokemon went and just like snuck an egg, just like dropped an egg and snuck it into the basket. Not exactly sure how that works. But that's cool. You can just do it right in the picnic area. I don't know exactly how it works, but that's convenient, so that's nice. And finally, we come to it. Finally, it is time to discuss the greatest innovation to hit the Pokemon series since way back in 1990, whatever. Sandwiches! You can make sandwiches! Wow, I mean, like, it's always like, oh, I'm gonna feed my Pokemon puffins. I'm gonna make some puffin souffle or whatever. Oh, how about some curry? You know, it's very, I mean, I like curry, that all stuff is cool, but just like, can I just get a sandwich or something? Like, that's what I feel about this. Everyone's like, how about we just let them make a sandwich? Who doesn't like a sandwich? And now you even get to like, just like a straight up deli sandwich. This isn't even like a weird like Japanese spin on sandwiches that I didn't know about. Like it's just sandwiches. Put your bread, put your mustard, pull over some lettuce, some ham, you know, like this is amazing. This is amazing. And no, seriously though, it looks like we definitely need more info on this, but it looks like it levels up little like passive abilities. Like you can see there, it's like, oh, like just like it makes it easier to catch certain types of Pokemon or encounter rates or whatever. And I don't know if that's permanent. I don't know if that's something that you get temporarily, or if throughout the game you're just eating sandwiches and making yourself as a trainer just have these better abilities. I certainly hope it's the latter, because like even if it was Poffins or Curry or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, that's an amazing mechanic. I love that. I love making myself permanently stronger, but it's sandwiches? This has the potential to be the greatest Pokemon game ever. Sandwiches. I love it. I love it. I'm not as big on sandwiches as like a burger. I'm a burger guy, but I mean, come on. Come on. Sandwiches. Who doesn't love sandwiches? So there you go. That's that. Let me know what you think about all of these cool things. Are you excited for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games? You know what? I'm gonna give you one more update. This is the last update I'll ever give you. The Arceus script. I know it's been like 3/4 of a year or whatever. The Arceus script, it is written. I just need to record it. I've had a lot of stuff going on, so that will come before Scarlet and Violet comes. That's the promise I'll make you. Before Scarlet and Violet release, you will have my Arceus review. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get ready to go watch the Mario movie trailer. You're gonna see this video after that video, but in this moment right now, 20 minutes. My world will change forever. Okay, see you later.